It's the year 2010. Tiger Woods has just publicly apologized for his infidelity.
I'm deeply sorry.
Lady Gaga is wearing meat as clothing, and camera sales at their all-time peak, shipping 121 million units through the year. This is a turning point for companies, Apple, Google, and Samsung, who have spent millions developing their smartphone cameras to chime in on this market. With the rise of the digital era, cameras in our smartphones have gotten better and better. This is most prevalent in the rapid decrease of digital camera sales, dropping from 121 million units in 2010 to 9 million in 2021. So this poses the question, can smartphone cameras compete with professional cameras? I think the answer might surprise you.
Oh, it is icy out here.
I want to ask the age-old question. Can you tell the difference between a Sony a7R Mark III professional level camera and the iPhone 11 Pro? And this one I'm actually really interested in because you see a lot of people taking some amazing photos with iPhones, and I just really want to see if we can honestly tell the difference. Something I'm really interested to see about this test is I really want to see what it's like editing an iPhone photo compared to a Sony raw image. Honestly, almost never take photos on my phone, as everything on my Instagram, everything that I pretty much do is all on the Sony. Firstly, it's because it's an absolute beast of a raw file to edit with. Being able to change the photo in such dramatic ways is honestly nuts, and it makes the editing process so exciting for me personally. And my hypothesis is that people are not going to be able to tell the difference between a Sony and an iPhone photo, and I think it's going to be quite funny. So I think I've just found our landscape. If you look there somewhere, there's a bit of a mountain, a nice little snowy cap, and I've just checked just down here. If we position it behind this, we're gonna get a little bit of foreground in there. When you are taking landscape, something I really love to do is I see the mountain I want to take a photo of back there. I'm like, right, like that looks sick. How can I make that look more interesting? Put some foreground into it, do some natural, like right here. We've got this V, this like V of the trees, like a natural framing, so it should push your eyes towards a mountain. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. Pretty impressed with the iPhone, only because it took me about 3 seconds. Well, it felt like it took me about 3 seconds to actually get the shot after I found the composition that I liked. Whereas the A7 III felt like it took forever. A lot more grievous and dark news that happened was my GoPro stick. It snapped. I can't believe it. I just tapped it on the ground before and dunk, it just snapped. So yeah, very dark day for the GoPro. So I'm gonna put the two photos up on the screen right now. So we're gonna see, this is the landscape of the shots I'm gonna take today. 1 or 2? Which one do you think is the iPhone, and which one do you think is the Sony shot? Pause me if you need to. Go down in the comment section and yeah, let me know which one's the iPhone and which one's the Sony a7R III. Can you see that shit in the background there? That is why you moved to Canada. down there. Yeah, the sun is pretty harsh, if you can tell. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see how this looks. I'm kind of thinking put the sun in the background, tripod, maybe looking up or looking maybe even to the side. Get some bit more of an interesting lighting. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. So yeah, let's just have a play around with this.
2 hours later.
Well, that did not work at all. That was dog shit. We got the last portrait, and I actually think they come out a lot better than I thought they would. You guys don't see it there, but I probably just spent like an hour just up here trying to get that portrait done, and I feel like it was very demoralizing for a good portion there. The lighting was not looking good. I felt like I looked like an idiot the whole time. It was difficult, but I think we got something just then that I'm reasonably proud of. I think it looks not too bad. I'm gonna throw them on the screen again, same as before. I'll do that now. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Number 1 or number 2. Which one is Sony and which one is the iPhone? Jump down in the comments, pause me if you have to, take a good long look, and let me know what you think. Number 1 or 2, iPhone or Sony? And we'll find out at the end. There's a few things that I wanted to talk about before we got to the results, and the difficulties or successes that I had during this little test. One of them was that, to be honest, if you look at the file size between a Sony RAW photo, which is like the A7R3 is like a 42 megabyte file, or an iPhone 3 megabytes, the file size just there is just like a massive difference. So then when it came to editing it, it was so much easier to edit my Sony photo compared to my iPhone photo. I do know that this is a iPhone 11 Pro, so it doesn't shoot in RAW. However, the new iPhones do shoot in RAW, and I mean, that would be an awesome test to see the difference editing capabilities. But I'm not gonna go buy a new iPhone just for that. So I posted these photos on Instagram to see what you guys thought. This first shot we had of the mountain, this one everybody struggled with. Nobody seemed to be able to tell the difference. But yeah, it looked like it was pretty tight. But if we look over here, this is the iPhone, and this is the Sony. With this photo of the mountains, there wasn't a lot of information that needed to be pulled out of the photo, as in there wasn't high highlights and there wasn't low shadows, so it's pretty easy to make the iPhone look similar to the Sony. For me personally, I felt like I could tell the difference just with the way that the sky looked, with the clouds looking so smooth, and then also with just the mountain peak, I felt like it looked clearer, like a sharper image. But I'm saying that I took the photo, so I might be biased. This next shot with the portrait, you guys really didn't have any dramas. So this is the iPhone, and this is the Sony. In the editing process, it's startlingly obvious for me to see the difference between the Sony and the iPhone. Just when you're zooming in, the amount of crop I can do, how much I can manipulate the image. So then this brings us to our question. Can a smartphone camera compete with a professional camera setup? And to me personally, I would say sort of. An iPhone is great for things like Instagram, even YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. But I can definitely see a distinct difference between a Sony and an iPhone. But at the same time, does that difference really matter? And to me personally, it does, because I care about the sharpness of an image, how much I can edit, stuff like that. But for most people, absolutely not. That would not matter one bit. And I think if you're worried about having camera gear to be the price of admission for photography or videography, scrap that. Use your iPhone, get out there right now, because the only way to get better is to be taking photos. That's why I'm on the fence. I think professional level cameras have their place, but I also think smartphones are such a great entry level, but also can take some really amazing photos with. So yeah, I think that's it for today. So see you in the next one.